Dybbuk, the blue backflipping bastard. That is who we are talking about today. I reckon you've encountered a bloke concerned you clicked on this video. And truth be told, you probably weren't that fond of them, and there is no shame in feeling that way, as from what I've seen, the majority of the community feels the exact same way about the guy. Now, at first glance, the book has a rather unimpressive stat pool. However, what he lacks in pure force, he makes up in gimmicks. First being his tendency to avoid majority of attacks coming his way, with his unlimited backflips. That's right, I did say unlimited, meaning unless he's immobile or you have encapsulated him and he has nowhere else to go, he is gonna be moving and grooving out of your attacks. This is generally just not a very fun thing to go up against, especially in runs where you have fewer cats, fewer options to actually pin this guy down and get good damage. Especially if you don't have moves such as like bear traps to immobilize the guy. His second less than savory gimmick is his ability to possess. When you would usually kill him, instead he'll hop into the cat that killed him, or if there's currently a down cat in the field, he'll go for that instead, where he'll then use said cat to try to kill the rest of your team, while getting 2 turns per round. Now, to finish the fight from here, you'll have to down said possessed cat, giving him an injury, and then finishing the boss off at 1 HP. However, it should be noted that if you're doing a solo run, it will not be an instant loss, and instead he'll make your cat hit itself twice before you can finally finish that fight normally. Now, if you're looking to move on to the Throbbing King after this, which most people are, it's just not going to be an ideal situation, as one of your cats are just guaranteed to be crippled, with not only having very little health going into it, but also a guaranteed injury. And considering the Throbbing Domain and King are not pushovers, it might just be your downfall if they die on early because of said crippledness. The guy can also drain your cat's mana with his basic attack and summon minions, which while annoying are usually not people's main grudge with him. Now, this really wouldn't be a great video if I didn't tell you how to counter the guy. And as a little bonus, I will throw in some personal changes I would make to him. For killing the book effectively, the most common solution for people is usually minions. He doesn't exactly do a whole lot of damage, so you having a few extra people to block his backflips is superbly useful, as they can't really do much about it. Even better if you have someone like Mini-Me or Summon Apprentice, the book may possess them instead, making your life a lot easier. Now, another way to deal with this are AoE effects, as the book can't backflip more than one dial, and AoE does in fact hit an area, so he won't be able to dodge out of the way, and having guaranteed damage in this fight is something that is very much appreciated. While I can't talk about every single way to counteract his backflips, I would like to state one more case, and that being indirect damage. Now, this ranges from things to sparkles to thorns to tile effects. And the thing is, with these, he can only backflip while he's directly targeted by a cat, so this serves as another way for consistent damage, which is very much appreciated during the fight. As for the position, there's just a lot less to it. As mentioned before, having the book possess a low damage per turn unit, like a psychic or a minion, can help quite a bit. And along with that, there are quite a few items that can reduce or just straight up mitigate the risk, such as the bulletproof vest granting injury immunity, the death scythe, which will allow them to have a single turn before promptly downing themselves, and the tinfoil hat, which will just completely block the book from entering a cat. Now for personal changes I would make to the guy. Now I'd start by changing how much they can backflip. Now I feel that resetting his backflip count to 2 every turn rather than unlimited would be a lot more manageable. While he'd still be pretty evasive, as long as you have some targeted spells, he shouldn't be a horrifically bad issue. And I feel in compensation he should get a little health buff, like something to 115 would feel fair. Along with this, I also think making the possessed cat injury immune would be the way to go, because especially on harder difficulties, the frothing domain is not something you want to be going into with a crippled cat, and removing the injury could help alleviate the pain partially. And with that being said, I don't really have much more to say, so I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.